right after NACT that I was introduced with the sponsorship, which was around in May back in Oklahoma. I heard that there's gonna be a sponsorship deal with HOK, and then I said okay, because well, that's how it usually goes with any sponsorship deal with the agent. When we were actually in the PH, we were gonna go with the sponsorship deal that we planned on a month ago. Then when this was on public, Moonton notified us that we're gonna be banned if we proceed with the campaign. And then when we, me and Zane especially, when we heard about the news, the initial thought was to back out of the sponsorship deal. Obviously, we talked with the team as well, and then we talked with the agent. We asked Dave, can we back out on the deal and then play the EWC? But obviously the contract's been already signed apparently, and then we cannot back out on the deal because they'll be breaching the contract, and then breaching the contract is far more severe than what Moonton has been threatening us with. So we had to proceed with the stream, and then that was the only reasonable or valid move that we could take, and the team knows that as well. So at that point it was too late, and then we were just hoping on that Moonton wouldn't go this far to just basically ruin our career. But they did, and I feel super bad that I could not compete, and then I feel like taking the chances away from my teammates as well. So I'm probably just gonna just split the sponsorship money with the team equally. I'm pretty sure Zane would too, because we've talked about it together. So that's what we're gonna do. And yeah.
Thanks for the people who don't know about the issue. Seoul, NA's representative with White Chicken, Zane, Shark, best player, they got banned. They got banned from MSC 2025, from competing in MSC 2025. Why? Because apparently two of their players, Zane and Hoon, promoted H. That's what we're gonna call the game, by the way, because I don't think I can, mention it. They decided to promote a different game, a competitor game, and it wasn't aligned with the rules. I've seen Chicken's video, I've seen everybody's video, and so far, at least from the player side, they've all told me, and they've also all told y'all that the rule book says that you cannot promote the competitor game during the event, the time span of the event, which is 10th to the 2nd, 10th of July to the 2nd of August. Where did that go? I don't know. And apparently they just, Moonton just went through their own rules and we're like, nah, it's okay. We're going to ban you anyways, even though the rule says it's 10th to 2nd. We decide when the time span is, blah, blah, blah. Chicken called it bullying. We all know the situation now, all right? Now, do you guys agree with the situation or not? I've been very vocal, at least not to you guys. Sorry. I don't think I can be very vocal about my opinions here. But the players on Seoul know my opinion. People who've asked me personally about what I think about the whole situation knows. And I think for the people who've been a fan of me for a while, you know what I think. You know what I think. I don't think I need to say it. And I'm glad I don't need to say it, because it'll put me in a dangerous situation. Now, the thing I want to talk about again is not really my opinion. If it's shit, if Moonton is in the wrong, if Seoul is in the wrong, because that's up to yourself. I think it's a very easy situation to just, think about and be like, all right, we know who's wrong here. But what I want to talk about is something interesting that I think no one has touched on yet. Moonton, by banning Seoul from promoting H, have indirectly promoted H better than H has been promoting itself for the last, few years. Because everybody's moving. Dogi is there. Yaoi is over. H2O, Renegade, the big names are moving. And obviously, they've kind of... obviously, the NA guys are all probably going to move to H, I mean, at this point, it'll be a big statement by H as well if they can actually give the NA players incentives. Something that, again, hasn't been really seen by Moonton for a while. So Yeah, that's the point. I don't know. Here we had this. We had a very similar issue to this in a different light. At M6, we had the whole, Simon saying, "Oh, everybody, please be calm. Don't attack MobileZane. Don't, please stay calm, remain calm." But in the end, it brought attention to the problem. It brought massive amounts of hate, massive amounts of whatever, a big problem, even though it wasn't really a big problem, anyways. Here it's the same. I think the rule book, the way they did it as well, the way that they moved around promotion, they promoted the other game was like, all right, it was kind of sneaky from them to promote another game. But what Chicken said was kind of right, there's no prize pool in NA. They don't have contracts. They don't have exclusive payments for them to just they need to eat and they can't eat. They can't eat diamonds. They can't buy food with diamonds. They can't pay for rent with diamonds unless their landlord is a Mobile Legends player.